We see them around us every day. From the cookies on our laptops, Tesla self-driving cars, and even Siri on Apple iPhones. Humans depend on artificial intelligence, or AI, to perform tasks that normal mechanical systems cannot. These tasks usually require deep, human-like thought, decision-making, and maybe even adaptation and learning. In fact, some optimists suggest that AI is able to model true human creativity. This idea is heavily tested in literature, which can be seen in Ross Goodwin's word card experiment and also Microsoft's poem generation AI. However, current AI is unable to create authentic human literature because it lacks determinism and human interpretation. Part of this reason is because of AI's need for precedence. Similar to any other program-controlled system, AI requires a specific routine to follow. Usually this means the programmer has to compile pre-existing works of literature, and then the AI will then use them as models. One example is DeepBeat, which is a rap lyrics generation software developed by students at Alto University, and it uses AI to generate rap lyrics.
The DeepBeat AI works by searching through the songs that the programmer compiled, and it searches for specific things, like if you wanted a certain word in it, or it also searches for like the rhyming scheme and the rhythm. And if you input your own line, it also does all of that, but with your line. And you may wonder how it produces these lines, and it does that by actually literally just copying verbatim from certain songs. For example, over here on the left it shows the authors of these lines and that sing these lines in their songs.
Even though DeepBeat may be helpful to amateur or beginning rappers, it cannot be depended on to create authentic rap songs. That's because it depends very heavily on precedence. And computer scientists have tried to work around this issue by using another strategy that allows AI to directly take input from the environment instead of depending on precedence. But this also leads to another issue. To better explain this, consider the word card experiment by Ross Goodwin that I mentioned earlier. Ross Goodwin is a technologist, and he programmed an AI that took in information from a camera, and he mounted the camera on his car, and he drove from New York to Louisiana with the camera attached to his car, and this was the poem that was generated. It seems that the poem lacks any literary creativity. It includes objective information, such as like the time and the literal descriptions of the images, and the only poetic part about it is the fancy adjectives and the metaphors. So right now, it seems that there's a conflict between precedence, which ensures structure and coherence but lacks originality, and determinism, which ensures creativity but leads to randomness. The dilemma between precedence and randomization is only one of the many problems in creating a truly independent AI, creator and author. Even though AI is effective at editing and giving suggestions, it cannot be depended on to create its own literature. The only way for an AI to do that is to have programmed human consciousness and personality. And in order to do that, humans would have to better understand their own cognitive abilities. As such, it's not impossible for AI to produce authentic literature in the future, as humans better understand themselves.